Hey everybody, and welcome to the King of Shadows 1111 YouTube channel. This is Queen of Light 1111 here with a quick reading. I really wanted to do this reading for Instagram, but just given the depth of what's coming up, I just thought, you know what, I have to do this because I can't do this in 90 seconds. I can't do it in 1 minute on a short. So I had to come in and just do a reading on this because there's just a lot of information. I just wanted to know today, like, what is masculine's most significant energy towards his divine feminine, okay? And so these are the cards that are at the bottom of the deck that are talking to us about the theme. And so if you want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. So, I'm using all of my Egyptian decks today. So I've got the Egyptian gods oracles, I've got the Book of Doors, I've got the Egyptian tarot, I've got the Eternal tarot. All are available on my Amazon storefront, okay? But these are very, very deep cards. So you're gonna have to study these cards, okay? If you're really into Greek mythology, or if you're into, the Egyptian gods, these are really, really good cards in which to connect with, but it takes study, okay? Because there's a lot of images and inscriptions and just symbols and things to really look at. It goes beyond just the traditional meanings. So here we have at the bottom of the deck, we have the card called Tepi Ui Un, right? I think it's from the, is it the Hoot Hut family? I don't know, let's see. Hoot or Nut, sorry. I'm still learning these too. But when this card comes up, okay, Tepi Uin Nu, this is the card of night. Okay, so this is the family of the 8 primordials. Okay, the Tepi El, don't quote me. This number 2 card is about night. Okay, you see all of this. You see the moon, you see things being illuminated, you see this figure, you see the cycles of the moon, you see water, you see chalices, you see all of these stars around, and then here is the divine. Okay, so this is very interesting because as the bottom of the deck, it's like things are happening in the nighttime. Okay, you could be, this is the masculine, his energy, right? So it could be that he's very much in this energy of having sleep disturbances or really thinking about things at the nighttime. But what you have here is this shield of this goddess, right? Here's her feet, here's her hands, this is her body, this is her head. She's protecting all of this. So he is protected while he's going through this very, very difficult time. The universe wants to give him the opportunity to transcend his limitations, okay? And to just remind him the vastness of his power. And then the thing is, they're also saying to masculine, look, dude, you've got to do the work. You have to do the work. This is the Egyptian gods oracle deck, okay? And so when this card comes back, it's all about skill. And so here they're saying, look, you've got to lay the bricks. You've got to figure out how to lay the bricks for your foundation. It's like coming into your power. You have all these skills. You have the scepter, you have this energy of power and stability, but you're choosing to stay in the energy of fear and powerlessness. So because he's very protected through his fears, they're saying, hey, work through this, develop yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, transform yourself to the capacity that we know that you can come into your power. And then we have this beautiful sun card, okay? Inspiration. Be inspired. Spirit is saying be inspired, okay? It's this energy where victory can be yours. You can have an alliance with your divine feminine. It's like he has to kill his ego. He has to free himself from his limitations. Victory can be assured if he applies himself. Victory can be assured in this connection if he applies himself. King of Wands. He must take action. He must take action. He must stand in his leadership. He must stand in his power. Period. The end. That's the only way this is going to work, is if he gets out of this energy of fear, uncertainty, deception, if he applies his skill set, if he stays inspired by his soul and his spirit and his feminine, and if he takes action. So now what are the cards? Now that's the bottom of the deck, okay? So we have what's happening at night. This is what's happening at night. And this is a very, very deep card. When I started reading about this card, this was the card that really made me want to do this as a reading for the masculines, okay, on YouTube. Because I don't want to get just a card like this and then just like blurt something out and then, not give you guys all of the information. So this is for our masculines that are watching. This is the card called Duat, okay? This is the card called Emmet. Number 5 card. So right off the bat, it's challenge. It's change. I'm going to pull this card closer. Look at this. It's called Eater of the Dead. Emmet, the Devourer, lives in Amenta, and her palace is in the Judgment Hall, by the side of the scales where the hearts of the dead are weighed. Sometimes she is shown sitting at the feet of Mot as the goddess of divine law weighs the heart. In another papyrus, she crouches by the side of the lake in the center of the Judgment Hall. Notice how many words came out that said judgment. The monster here has the body of a lion with the forequarters of a crocodile and the hindquarters of a hippopotamus, creatures regarded by the Egyptians as being particularly destructive and having voracious appetites. This is described as the great directress of Amenti, half hippopotamus, half lion, he's portrayed in the scene of Hades, sitting at the fatal corner, waiting wide-mouthed for the souls of the dead. The function here is to devour those hearts who have failed to balance the feather of Mot. And so this is really the energy masculine is in. Danger. Feeling like, that he doesn't have the courage or the adversity because he hasn't brought anything into balance. His soul is being judged, but he's also judging himself. He knows how many hearts he has devoured and how he's not set things straight. He knows that he's devoured the heart of his feminine, but he has not, he's judging himself for it because he hasn't brought in balance. So what he does know is that, look at this, Kefri, change. He knows he needs to change. He knows he needs to bring in change. So when this card comes out, this is God of the Sun's daily rebirth and cyclical renewal. Here's the Sun card. This is the daily rebirth and renewal. It's represented by the scarab here. Okay? Kefri is black as darkness because that's the beginning of all things. He symbolizes the transformation of humans in their stages: life, death, rebirth, the victory of light over darkness, of life over death, the becoming, the generative power symbol of rebirth. He's got to change. Masculines, you have to change. You cannot be the eater of hearts. Okay? Okay? So Kefri's here encouraging for him to get up every day with the light of faith and hope. Because every day he has a chance to make it right. Impediments. right? He's been given blocks. He's been given challenges. He's been given impediments as a means to develop his efficiency, to develop himself. So this is an energy where, yeah, if you felt inferior, if you had self-esteem issues, if you had all these things, you've got to change. You can't just use that impediment, that low self-esteem to eat hearts. So Hanged Man, sit and think about this. Sit and think about it. That's what he's doing. He's sitting and he's thinking about everything that he's done. He's sitting and he's thinking about all of the sacrifices that he's made, including his divine feminine. I think it's very interesting that here's the sacrifice and here's that dead animal. You can't make this up. These are all different cards. So he's in this energy where he's seeing, he's sacrificed, he's gaining new perspective. He's enlightening to this sacrifice of his divine feminine. And he's got a lot of fear about it, a lot of danger about it. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be, there's truth and justice and clarity. That's, there's an awakening that is happening to what he has done. And this is what is going to be required for him to change. This is what's going to inspire him to change. We've got the number 5. We've got the number 18, which is the number 9, number 4, and a number 12, which is a 3. So it just feels, so this is 3, 4, 5, 9. He's got to do it on his own. He can't keep jumping from one thing to the next. He must stay in this Hanged Man's energy, awaken, see what he's done, and then do something about it. King of Wands. He's got to take action. He's got to take action. But this energy here, he's the devourer of hearts. And in devouring other people's hearts and not balancing out the situation, he's just hurt himself. He's hurt his own karma. And he's using the excuse of impediments. He's using the excuse, but God gave you those impediments so that you can grow, that you can change. So it's very, very interesting. I don't want to push spirit further than this to see where he's headed, because I think if you're a masculine watching this, feminine even for that matter, you need to sit in this energy. You need to sit in this energy. If you want to book your own personal reading, coaching session, or healing session, go to queenoflight1111.com. Have a great day.